Living with Tracy and Janie. I'm Tracy Fletcher McLaughlin.
And I'm Janie Jesse. And we are finishing up today our fall in the Appalachian Mountain series.
Janie, I think that's kind of sad.
It is kind of sad, but when you look at our region, here in Central Appalachia, we have 4 distinct seasons of the year.
We do. We are truly blessed to be able to have those, that we have all of the colors of all 4 seasons. That's such a wonderful thing that we can enjoy.
That's right. So do you know what that means?
Let me think.
That means as we finish one season,
Yes.
we go right into another season.
Okay.
And they're all beautiful.
They are all beautiful. So, having said that, next week we're going to be starting a new series.
That's right.
And it's going to be called Holidays in the Appalachian Mountains.
Well, you know our next holiday is really Halloween.
It is, and that's included. We're going to include that in our series. But you want to stay tuned because there may be some haunting adventures
That's
that
right.
you're going to want to see.
We're going to have some surprises for you in our next series. And
Definitely.
are we going to have Tracy in the kitchen?
Tracy will be in the kitchen today.
Oh, well, that's great. What's on the menu at Tracy's kitchen today?
Well, in Tracy's kitchen today, on behalf of all the farmers markets, all of the local farmers markets, which sadly are coming to an end, we're going to kind of base it on that, and we're going to pay tribute to them in the kitchen today. Because I had a lady that came up to me and said, I have some tomatoes left over out of my garden and I'm kind of out of tomato recipes. Can you just give me something different to do with these tomatoes? And I said, let me see what I can do.
That was the question of the year. Does Tracy have a recipe for you?
Well, you know, I might know just a little bit about heirloom tomatoes. I don't know.
Well, you do. And I think that you should tell our viewers, for the viewers out there that do not know, Tracy has a tomato farm. You have a farm. You raise tomatoes.
I do raise tomatoes. We are an organic heirloom tomato farm, and it's Highlands Farms. We're located in Lebanon, Virginia, in Russell County. We do a few other things on the farm, but our specialty is organic heirloom tomatoes. So we're at the last of the season, and we are conjuring up a few recipes here, and we want to share those with you as we do that.
Oh, but those heirloom tomatoes, they are delicious.
The heirlooms date back, to be an heirloom, it has to be at least 50 years old. Thank goodness we're not that old, though.
No.
So,
just the tomatoes.
Just the tomatoes that we eat. But anyway, and these are the tomatoes that your grandparents ate. The real, true tomatoes that have that great taste.
Well, we want you to stay with us and see what's in store next.
Stay tuned.
Voice Magazine for Women and Modern Day Appalachia Woman, magazines with a regional footprint. We are expanding and we are hiring. We are looking for energetic people who want to have a career in presenting a well-branded and respected product. Become a member of our team and a member of a growing successful company. Email your resume or video today.
Welcome back to Appalachia Living with Tracy and Janie.
Janie, it's time to give our viewers the Appalachian word of the day.
The word of the day. Well, we're going to give you some clues before we actually give you the words. To see if you can figure it out before we announce the word.
That's right. First of all, I will let you know that this word in Latin terms means worms or troublesome creatures.
Worms are troublesome creatures. I don't really put the two together.
I know.
But that's interesting.
It is, but it's Latin.
That's true. And also the word dates back to the 1300s.
Wow.
And it actually has descents from Latin, Middle English, and also Middle French.
Isn't that amazing?
It is.
That it just is all over. So in the 1560s, the word was referred to as low, obnoxious people. So it went from worms and troublesome creatures to
The same kind of people.
low, obnoxious people. So it kind of transcribed over there. But they were causing problems
Right.
for the rest of the society.
So we sort of took on a different identity, but the
Yeah.
same definition.
Same kind of definition, right?
And it actually has a Latin root word, and I'm sure this is an Appalachian pronunciation, vermis, V-E-R-M-I-S, or the old French word, and again, this is an Appalachian pronunciation of vermin, V-E-R-M-I-N.
Well, you know, this is Appalachian living.
That's true.
so
So I do
going,
have an Appalachian pronunciation.
we are going to say it in an Appalachian way, so sorry guys. But that brings us to the word of the day.
Have you figured it out yet?
The Appalachian word of the day is varmint.
Well, you know the word varmint, even in the usage today in the Appalachian region, can be referring to an animal, such as there's a varmint in the garden,
Right?
or the varmint stole my handbag.
That's right. I love that. It's good. It's a dual meaning. But
That
just
is
like
a
it
dual
was
meaning.
before.
That's the way it was before.
So, now, last week, you brought us a wonderful "What Would You Do" story, and I'm anxious to see what happened.
Oh,
Would
that's
you like
right.
to recap that for us?
Yes, I would love to. And to recap the story, it was about me driving on a 4-lane highway, and the speed limit's like 45 or 50. It's not an interstate. But I was traveling behind a vehicle that was, you know, just really sporadically driving. It was from the left to the right and then the center, put the brakes on, and traffic stopped behind it because this vehicle, you were afraid to pass. Because
Right.
if you started to pass, they would come close to you and then slam on their brakes. So everyone was afraid to pass this vehicle, and I followed this vehicle probably 30 miles.
Wow.
So my question was, what would you do?
And we had some choices for you. And our choices were, A, would you call 911 and report the tag number? Or B, would you just pass them and go on? C, would you keep following them until you reached your destination and you could pull off? So, Janie, what was your answer?
My answer is going to surprise you. Because actually what I did, and I had never done this before, I called 911.
Okay.
And I reported the vehicle, and I was close enough at one point to see the tag number. However, when I did call, I was interrogated. Is that the word? I was almost the one that they wanted to know why I was calling.
Right.
Did I know this individual? How did I see this vehicle? Where was I? What was my phone number? What was the make and model of my vehicle? I was the one who actually became a suspect.
In the meantime, they run you off the road,
Right.
you're over the hill, you're thrown from the sunroof. I mean,
Right, you know. So I can tell you, I will never do that again. I will never report that. And probably
sad.
it is, because I felt like I was doing a good deed.
Right.
Because traffic was backed up and it
You
was
could have saved someone's life.
obviously they had a problem, whether they were drinking and driving or they were using their cell phone excessively. It hindered my driving and others as well.
Right.
But when I called, it was not received well. I was transferred a couple of times. It was almost like I was the one that should not be reporting it. So I would want to hear from you. What would you do? Would you call 911? We got some responses, but with my take on it, like I did call 911, we want to hear your response to that.
What would you do? What would you do?
But now you have a what would you do story this week.
I do have a what would you do story this week. And you know, I love to take the ones that the viewers tell us about. And once again, we want to hear your stories.
That's
because
right.
I
Share
love these stories. And you are always protected here. So,
Right.
And we are protecting someone today.
That's right. You're in protection.
We received a story from a lady who was in a relationship with a guy, and they'd been dating for some time. I don't know how long, but anyway, they were close enough in their relationship that they lived in separate homes, but they would come and go in each other's homes as they pleased.
Okay.
They had keys to each other's house, whatever. You know, they were that comfortable in the relationship. So the lady went out of town and was going to be gone for a few days. Well, her meetings got cut short, and she came back. So she wanted to surprise her boyfriend when she got home.
Okay.
So she was late traveling, getting in. I don't know if it was a flight that came in late, whatever it was. Anyway, she was late coming in, and her boyfriend was in bed. So she's like, well, I'll just come on in and you know, just say hello and surprise him.
Surprise.
So she did. She got there. She let herself in. She went to his room, and guess who was surprised? The girlfriend was surprised
The girlfriend was surprised.
to find her boyfriend in bed with someone else.
That would be a surprise.
While she was gone,
Oh,
he
no.
decided that he was cold, I guess. He needed someone to keep him warm.
Oh, no. And so the relationship was serious enough that they had exchanged keys to their homes.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. So she came there and reacted. And we want to get your reaction.
So what would you do?
What would you do? And Janie, let's give them some choices.
We'll give you some choices. I'm going to read these choices. Okay, choice A. You would wake them up if they're awake. You show your surprise and your anger.
What is going on here? I demand an explanation.
You quietly leave without a word.
I'll be back.
You leave without saying anything and then call him the next day and bring it up to him.
You are terminated.
Or, and I like this one, this is probably my choice, just burn down the house. But we'll leave that up to you. What would you do?
What would you do? We want to hear your answers. Please let us know on this.
That was a good one. I'm glad she shared that
I am
story.
too. We love this. Any of those stories you have out there, keep them clean.
That's
stories
right.
that you have, please give them to us so we can share them and let
That
everyone
was
else
terrific.
know
Thank you.
about it. So toning it down just a little bit. Janie, do you have a heartfelt moment for us today?
Yes, it is time for the heartfelt moment.
Yes.
And I do. And this time, you know, I've shared so many about my grandmother, but this one is about my mom. And she probably does not remember this, but this is my heartfelt moment. I'm probably about 5 years old. Now, my mother actually organized her household like you would a business.
Wow.
She had certain days that she did certain chores. Mondays were designated days to do the laundry. She did the washing. Tuesdays were her days to do the ironing,
Okay.
because everything had to be ironed, including the sheets and the towels.
Okay.
And then on Wednesday was mending day.
Oh,
If
okay.
it had to be sewn, a button missing, that was mending day.
Right.
Thursday was cleaning the house day. Everything in the house had to be cleaned, dusted, floors mopped. On Friday, she actually did what they would call going to the grocery store, is the way
Okay.
I was brought up.
Right,
You run
right.
errands, or
Right.
you go get groceries. And then Saturday was family day, and Sunday was church day.
Right.
But on this Tuesday, and I know it had to be a Tuesday because she was ironing, and Mom set up her ironing board in a bedroom. So she was ironing, and she had the radio on. I guess it was what they call the transistor radio.
Oh, yes.
Like the
remember
box
those.
radio.
Yes.
And I walk into the room, and you know, I'm watching my mother iron, and suddenly she breaks out into a flat foot dance.
Oh, that's
She
great.
is flat-footed.
That is great.
You know, we call it flat-footing.
Yes, we do.
Or you could say the flat-foot dance.
Right, right.
But I was so amazed.
Yes.
I can remember asking her, how do you do that?
Oh,
And I would watch her
yeah.
feet, and she would be trying to show me
Oh,
how
my
to
gosh.
flat-foot. I
It is an
love
art.
that. It
That is
is
an art.
It is.
I would, yes. Yeah. Oh, that's a great Appalachian art.
It is.
Flat-footing.
And people today have mastered it. I do not know how to flat-foot. My mom still could. She's 88 this year, so she probably can't flat-foot too well, but
Can you fake it?
I can try that. But there are some genuine people out there.
Goodness, yes. I love to watch that.
Yeah, I
It's
do.
amazing how people can dance and move their feet like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I love to dance, but I would love to know that art.
Yeah.
It's not a dying art. It's still going
It's
strong.
still very strong
It's-
here.
It's great. So anyway, well, stay with us because we're going to wrap up our series,
That's right.
Following the Appalachian Mountains. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Right back.
Have you thought about publishing a book but don't know where to start? Jan Carroll Publishing can provide answers to your questions. We provide the tools and the skills to transform your manuscript into a professionally printed book and ebook. Submit your manuscript for a free, confidential, individual review. Here at JCP, we believe every story needs a book. Call us today for details.
Thank you for staying with us. As we wrap up our series of fall in the Appalachian Mountains, we want you to visit our fall foliage map. And I want you to tell us about that.
Okay, we have our fall foliage map on our Facebook page, and you can go onto the map, you can click on it, and it'll tell you exactly where the leaves are at their peak, in what states. And it's a great tool to go by if you're traveling or you just want to see something in your area and when it's going to hit. It's really a great tool to go by.
It really is, and it's got all the states listed there, really.
It does. And speaking of states, I want to say this, I want to interject this comment. In our last show, we talked about some places in North Carolina, we talked about Virginia and Tennessee, and we had a viewer that was originally from Black Mountain, North Carolina. And I had the privilege of talking to her, messaging her on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
And this wonderful, beautiful young lady is serving our country right now.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Thank you.
she is
Thank
in
you
the
for your
Navy.
service.
Yes, she's from Black Mountain, but she is near the Persian Gulf right now, watching our show. And her name is Kayla Cargo, and we just want to thank you so much, not only just for viewing into us, but for all that you do for our country and for your sacrifices that you've made. Thank you so much. We appreciate that deeply.
Thank you. And thank you for responding to us as well.
Yes.
How special.
I know.
It's very special.
It is very special. So you never know who you're going to meet and who you're going to run into. And I think we're kind of privileged that we get to meet so many people in what we're doing and talk to people about things going on in their life. And we love sharing that and enjoying that.
And it's a part of home that we can offer to them.
It is.
When they're far away from
Exactly. When you're not close to the Appalachian Mountains and you're raised there and you're from there and you miss it. Yes. It's a little connection that you have, and we can certainly appreciate that. So here's to you.
And thank you. And we want to take a look at a couple of states this time.
Yes.
Georgia and Alabama. Now, one thing I did not know, and this was, your research, but Alabama is considered part of the Appalachian region, in the northern part of Alabama.
It is, definitely. And also Georgia and Alabama both. And that's kind of where we're focusing today, because that's where we feel like the leaves are almost at their peak.
Right.
So this is a great time in the next week or so to see what's going on there. That'll give you enough time to hit the festivals and do all the fun things outdoors.
Now, what do you think of when you hear the state of Georgia?
Me personally, when I think of Georgia, first of all, I think of the movie Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Don't you?
Yes.
Because I think it sets the precedence for the state of Georgia with the big, beautiful Georgian-style plantation homes. The big working plantations. Oh, they're just so gorgeous. There's something about that. The history and the nostalgia, everything about those plantations.
The southern charm.
And when I think of those homes and those beautiful staircases, oh, I just think that's incredible. I love that.
I do too. And they do have their own character and their southern charm.
And Georgia is on my mind.
Well, while it's on your mind, let's put it on your mind.
Yes.
And visit one of the places called Madison Tea Room and Garden, which is located in Madison, Georgia.
Yes. And you know what I love about that place is that it gives you that feel, because it is in an old mansion. And it gives you that southern feel, the hospitality that you feel, and you can go into their tea room and you can have tea there, luncheons there. It's a perfect place for a bridal luncheon. But you wear your hats, and we love our hats.
Love it. Yes, we love our hats.
It's a beautiful, beautiful southern place.
Another place in Georgia that you would want to visit is Sawney Mountain Preserve.
Yes.
And what makes them so unique and special are the abandoned gold mines.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Oh, that would.
Because when I think of gold mines, I think of out west.
I think out west, California.
Yes. I mean, coal mines are what we're used to in the Appalachian Mountains. But gold mines, Oh, how fun it would be to crawl back in there just to think about what they used to do when they were panning for gold.
Yeah, because you wonder what relationship the panning for gold would be in comparison to the early coal mines.
Yes, that's a good thought.
Yeah,
I
but
like
I think
that.
it would be so much fun to see.
Oh, I think it would be great. So while you're in Georgia and you're thinking about hiking and going through the trails and going through the beautiful mountains and through these abandoned gold mines, don't forget, you won't want to miss the Mountain Fall Festival in Havarti, Georgia.
Havarti, Georgia.
Yes,
It's a month full of festivals.
it really is. I mean,
It wear you
it
out.
wear you out. I mean, you could just travel the whole
That's
state.
right.
You could travel the whole region. I mean, so much to do.
Okay, from Georgia, we're going to move right over to Alabama.
You know, one of the things I love about this series, I will have to say this, I love small towns.
Small towns.
Maybe it's because you and I grew up, both of us grew up in small towns, and there's something to be said about that. You
That's
know,
true.
it's like you drive down the road, and I have done this actually, and not even knowing the people that live in certain places, and they're just sitting on the porch and they'll throw up their hand, and I'm so anxious to wave back because I just think that's so cool. It's just something about these small towns that everybody knows everybody, and even if you don't, you're still a neighbor.
That's right. There's such warmth and friendliness.
Yes.
And you get away from the hustle and bustle of the cities, the traffic, bumper to bumper traffic.
Oh, and the honks of
That's
the
right.
horn.
It's just a little more laid back in the
Yes.
small towns.
I like the way you said that, Jane. There's something to be said about that, definitely.
Well, having said that, let's take a look at some of the small town adventures in Alabama.
Okay. First of all, we're going to start with Fort Payne, Alabama. And that is located along the Lookout Mountain Parkway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you're going to find one of the area's top outdoor adventure areas here. I mean,
Wow.
there's so much to do outside, and you know, actually they're a little south of us, so I can appreciate the warmer weathers they're having in the fall. You know, warmer weather that they're having in the fall. I appreciate that this time of year and wanting to get outside. That's a great place to visit right now.
Well, being near Lookout Mountain Parkway says a lot right there.
It
There's a
really
lookout.
does. Yes.
You're going to be able to have a great view of the leaves.
Those leaves. Yes.
And also when visiting the highest points of a lot of the states that we have done on this tour,
We have.
one we have to visit in Alabama is Delta, Alabama.
That is the highest point in Alabama. We
Wow.
love that. Wow, that's amazing. Also, one of the things that Alabama has to offer is the Cotton Festival.
Yes.
And I'm going to say this, Janie and I both lived in South Carolina, and we're used to cotton, and that's kind of the same thing with Alabama. At Christmas time, and that's a whole different series, but
That's a different series.
I love cotton and the things not only what it really does as far as the clothing and the things you make out of cotton, but the crafts that
Right.
can be made out of cotton. And I remember decorating a Christmas tree with cotton, with the little cotton pods. I hope I'm saying that correctly. The cotton balls that you actually
Yes.
pull
Yeah.
off of the cotton patch and put them in the Christmas trees.
Oh, how wonderful.
It's beautiful.
How unique.
Oh, it's so beautiful, and just nature.
Wow.
It's great. I mean, that's a great way to celebrate Christmas, but you know, anything, any time
That
of the
is
year.
wonderful, though. And there's so much to see, and there's so little time because the leaves are changing.
Seasons come and seasons
go.
go. Wow.
Well, all good things must come to an end.
Yes, I guess so they say, but good things come to those who wait.
That's right.
And we are asking you to wait and join with us in our next series. I don't think you're going to be disappointed because next week we will start that new series.
Right, and you do not want to miss it. You're going to enjoy it.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a great one. It's going to be, even though we're still celebrating the fall festivals in our area. And by the way, we want you to, if you would, please put on our Facebook any of the fall festivals that are still going on.
Right.
Share them with others. Put them on our Facebook page so that other people can see them. We may have missed it in our travel down through the Appalachian region. Maybe we missed something that's still going on. Please share that so that everyone can see it. A lot of people are traveling
That's
and
right.
want to know what to do. So it's a perfect perfect time to do that.
And it's true, because some of the events we might have missed, maybe didn't have the time to discuss here. If you will share it on our Facebook page, there are others who's going to be viewing that and will see your post.
Exactly.
So it's a great way to connect.
It is. And you know, even though we know it all, well, maybe not. Maybe
Tracy.
not. No, we have missed. I know there are beautiful, wonderful festivals that we have missed, and we are so sorry that we've missed that, and we didn't bring them to the forefront and let everybody know about them. But we're going to rely on you.
That's right. We want you to do that.
So if you would please share those with us. And in the upcoming week, next few weeks actually, before or as we start our new series, Holiday in the Appalachian Mountains.
Holiday in the Appalachian.
We are going to give you a small glimpse of what we have in store for you through our Facebook
Definitely
page.
want to see this.
I think so too.
It's going to be good.
I think so. And just looking at that little preview that we're going to slide over to you, I think you're going to be, it may entice them to come back and watch what we've got going on.
That's right. So you want to stay tuned, and stay tuned because we are going to be right back. Welcome back to Appalachian Living with Tracy and Janie. Well, Tracy,
Yes.
it is that time.
It is that time.
That time, and you said something about the end of the season, the heirloom tomatoes.
I did mention that, didn't I?
You did.
Well, I'm going to say this. Also, not just end of the season heirloom tomatoes. One of the other things I want to say is, being in the fall season,
Right?
one of our favorite things is soup.
Oh, yes. Love soup.
I love soup, and fall is soup season.
Yes.
So, heirloom tomatoes, fall, tomato soups. How about my favorite, tomato bisque?
Oh, that sounds great.
I love tomato bisque. That is my favorite soup. And today, I want to share it with you.
That's right, because there is no soup better than a soup that's made with fresh vegetables.
Can I quote you on that?
I will let you do that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great.
There's no comparison, and
No.
I am not going to say anything else. We're going to go straight to Tracy's kitchen.
Today, obviously, we're going to be cooking with tomatoes because that's kind of what we do best here. Today, the thing we're going to make is tomato bisque. It's one of my favorite soups ever. So. What did your mother always give you to go with your tomato soup? She said. cheese sandwich or the soup.
Well, now it's got to be break time for lunch somewhere in the world. I am ready for that.
You know, it is my favorite organic heirloom tomato soup from Highlands Farms. My favorite thing ever.
Delicious.
It is. Don't forget to send us your recipe request. We love getting those.
We do.
As I've said in the past, we love a challenge, but also it's so much fun. Just give us your what you're interested in, what you like to eat. Kind of throw some things in there, make us work.
That's
So
right.
we can create something for you, and you never know where that recipe may end up.
You never know.
Could be a cookbook.
Could be in a magazine.
You just don't know.
So share those recipes with us.
Yes, thank you so much for tuning in today, and please stay with us as we start next week our new series, Holidays in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's right.
So for now, see you
ya.
soon.
Bye.